So while contemplating life, I've decided I'm going to make a YouTube series about mine and my mates' ARK survival up until ARK 2 comes out, because everybody wants to play ARK 2. And right now, we're stuck here after all these years playing ARK. So what I've decided, me and my friend are going to have a series. There's a PvP server of our own. We're going to go against each other, so separate tribes. We're solos at the moment. Hopefully the rest of our friends will join. But we're going to build up and see how far we get by the end of it. I hope it's going to be a seriously good series. So let's get straight into it. While running around on my Raptor, I found 2 pterodons which looked perfect because I needed a flyer to get around the map and hopefully get a good base, because I can't stay in that same spot for the rest of my life. So I've seen which one was the higher level, went, I'm definitely taking this. Be perfect. And I did notice there is a strange creature I have never seen before, which probably from ARK Editions. So I wanted to go tame it afterwards, but it looked beefy. So I decided I'll stick with the pterodon, knock this thing out, tame it, but because I'm not a high enough level, I can't make a saddle. So I was thinking, I need to go make a saddle. But I need to go make a base before I can make the saddle. There's so much stuff you need to do in ARK just to get some places. It's incredible. After the pterodon tamed up, I came across a funky dino in the water freaking out. I have no idea what this could have been. It definitely wasn't a fish. Some sort of blue carnivore aloe looking thing just freaking out in the water. It's so creepy, but it's so funny to look at. This was on my trek to find a base. I found a cave inside of a waterfall, but I came across a Sarco and had to dip. That thing's deadly and I can't take it with my little raptor. No way. I needed to get out of there fast. After escaping the Sarco, I continued down the hill, kept going forwards, and I found the other entrance to the cave I was looking for. This is a perfect cave to building for me, I think, because it's a PvP server. And it would be brilliant, especially to start off with, because there's so many resources in there. Stone, metal, oil. I was hoping it would be obsidian, but there wasn't any. So I just had to go with the luck and just stay with it. But this is definitely going to be my base for the time being. It's perfect. Now that I found my base spot, I decided, let's start building. I had some stone structures on me, so I could place, 10 floors? But I had a shortage. I had no walls, and I had 1 door. So I definitely needed to go out and harvest more resources. But I was thinking about it, I needed to tame something that would help me farm. But it's ARK additional creatures, so I'm not going to find the creatures I'd normally find, like a Doedicurus, which is not a good thing. After thinking about it, I decided to take the raptor, leave the cave, and go and tame something to help me harvest. But as soon as I left my cave, there was a pterodon with an afro, and it was extremely aggressive. I'm not sure what this thing's called, but instantly wanted to attack me, so I had to fight for my life. My poor little raptor was getting beaten the hell out of it. Luckily though, after about a minute or 2, I ended up killing it, and I was like, yeah. But then I also noticed there was 2 new creatures that looked like Ankies right in front of me, and they didn't seem aggressive, so I had to see what they were. Now that the pterodon's dead, I can harvest its body and go see what those 2 new After checking out the new dino gargoyle, I decided I'll put a level into my raptor into weight, because I'm going to be harvesting a lot, and this ain't going to cut it. I decided to run down the hill, and I came across another dinosaur, a new one, that looks exactly like a trike. It just looks like they're overlaying the creatures. It's called a Torosaurus. I think I said that right. I'm not too sure. It was just an extremely bright coloured giant trike. You can see it in the distance. After checking out the new trike, I decided to turn around and try and knock out one of these gargoyles. which was the worst decision of my life. They are very strong and very tanky. One shot of my primitive arrow done barely anything, not even 1% of the torpor, so I had to dip, and dip fast before I got killed, because that bleed effect hurts a lot. Now that I'm free from the gargoyles, I needed to change my gamma because it was getting really dark. Oh, see? Just look how wonderful that is now. So much vibrant. It's perfect. After leaving that area, I decided I'll go back to my base and make a saddle for my pterodon. Why didn't I do this earlier? It would be so much easier to look for a tame if I'm flying around. But unfortunately, I'm lacking materials, and I need to go out and get some keratin or chitin. But I need to kill a lot of turtles to get it, and it's going to be an effort. After taking the rat route once more to go look for some turtles to get that keratin and chitin, I came across some very aggressive animals fighting. One new one as well, against a trike and a carno, which was pretty cool to look at, but I ended up killing it. It ran at me scared from the trike, so I had to do the good deed for the trike and kill the carno. Goodbye, friend. Now that that thing's dead, I'm going to continue on left and go look for some turtles, because I need 60 plus keratin to make that saddle, and it's going to take quite a while with these. But just as I was thinking about it, continuing down the beach, I came across the coolest looking dino I am yet to find. It's called a valley something, I don't know how to say the name, but just look at that beautiful specimen. If I could tame it I would, but unfortunately I'm very far off from it. I mean, just look at the red and grey and black, oh, it's perfect. I'll have to come back for that in the future, but not this episode. Maybe 10. I'm not there yet. While continuing further on down the beach, I heard a really strange noise, and I found out it was a scolding wyvern, which sounds cool but deadly, so I didn't want to go near it, and I decided to hightail it in the opposite direction, back towards the base, hoping to find a different turtle, or hopefully more turtles. I don't know why I checked higher up on the land, but I did it. While harvesting some rocks that I thought were obsidian but ended up being oil, which I'm surprised there's oil in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'll take it. I came across a turtle. A bright red turtle just appeared out of nowhere. Just thin air. I mean, look at that thing. How could I not see that on the way up to the oil? It's incredible. And it's up in the middle of a mountain. I'm pretty sure it got lost just as I did. So I killed this turtle. I didn't get enough keratin though, so I had to continue on the journey further on. After leaving the turtle, I decided I'll go back to the base and try again in a minute to find some more keratin. But I accidentally fell off a waterfall into a giant crocodile. Luckily though, it didn't attack me, it just sat there with its jaw open. So I decided to check out what it was, and it was a Deinosuchus. It's a really cool name for a really cool looking creature. Pure blue and black, with a giant jaw. That thing could take on any Sargo any day, but then it aggroed to me and I had to dip. That's what I thought, until it got stuck in the floor. But even so, I continued on the journey looking for this stuff. As I was running around trying to find my base, I heard a really loud scream, so I decided to check it out, and it was two Camarosauruses attacking something, but I couldn't see what it was. But they were dying fast, and I could see what it was barely. It looked like a Rex, but it wasn't. It was a really skinny Rex and a really, really big, dangerous creature. I checked it out for a little while before dipping because I didn't want that thing to aggro to me. I would die instantly. I mean, just look at that thing. That's named Deadly all over it. It would be cool to tame it though, but I really can't, so I have to dip, get back to the base, and make sure all of the things I've harvested are safe. After arriving back at the base, I realised I'm still very short of keratin, and I need to go back out and harvest some more, so up on the raptor and off we go. After leaving the base, I came across, yet again, another valley. The electric creature, well, I assume it's electric, because that's what it sounds like. But this one's level 40, and I was contemplating, should I try tame it? And then I noticed the torpor, and I went, it's not happening. So I had to continue on my journey, but this time going right, hopefully not going into all of those dangerous creatures. But I came across, I'm not sure what this was, maybe some sort of gangbanger creatures. A stego, some trikes, I don't know what it is. After leaving that muddle of creatures, I ended up on the beach trying to find some turtles, which I thought I could fight this turtle, but it ended up being a dragon? Not sure how, but I thought, that can't be right, so I decided to hit it, and I'd done 5 damage. I was like, I'm not fighting it. Not a chance. Luckily for me, it was very slow. But just after I left that creature, I seen something even bigger lurking on the shore. I had to go check it out because it looked like it was a sea creature and it couldn't get on land. And it's a brachy? I'm not sure what you'd call that. It just looked very mean, very aggressive, and very pink. After staring at this for a while, I decided I need to continue on my journey. After leaving the big pink creature, I came across a turtle, literally straight after it. And while I was attacking the turtle, I got a big nice view of that big blue butt. But I killed the turtle and decided I need to continue because I still haven't got enough resources to make this saddle. I'm not sure why, but it's taking a very long time, and it's fun, I won't deny it. After I continued running, I noticed it was getting dark and there was a sun setting. So I walked up this little ramp and noticed this is the perfect view for a thumbnail. Wow, just look at this, it's perfect. Me and my Miss Einstein raptor, just look at the hair. Look how the sun reflects off all those feathers. Stunning. My raptor didn't care though, looked very unamused. After running around for another maybe 5 to 10 minutes on the dark, I came across 2 turtles. And I was like, this is perfect. I can finally get that saddle made. I decided to continue killing these and head back to the base. Just as I was about to head back to the base, I got jump scared by a parasaur. And I had to kill it. I couldn't let it live after scaring me out of my skin. Poor thing, but I need to hide. On my way back to the base, I realised I'm still missing walls in the ceiling from the base. I need to actually harvest some stone, wood and thatch and make some more. But just as I was about to do so, I seen a creature that had spotlights for eyes. And it said passive tame. 3 pieces of raw meat, easy. Has to be done. And it's not aggressive, which is very lucky for me, because I am not anywhere near taming anything that is aggressive. No carnivores at the moment. Even worse when they bring in the alpha herbivores. No way, Jose. So after taming this bad boy, I put him in his Pokeball and headed back to the base. Just as I was heading back to the base, I seen a purple glow. I was like, that's not a loot crate. It's some sort of chest. But before I could even open it, a pterodon, an afro pterodon came out of nowhere, started attacking me yet again. These things are so annoying and so hard to kill because they stun you and you can't move. You can't jump, which means I can't get the height to attack it. But as I know before, I can definitely kill them with my bad little raptor dude. Easy win for me. after killing the Afropterodon, I was so excited to open this chest and see what was inside. But I didn't think about it. I'm not a high enough level. I was so sad. I stood for at least 5 solid minutes just staring off into the distance going, well, that was pointless. Hopefully next time. On the way back to my base, I noticed there were creatures fighting right outside of the entrance. And would you know it, it's that giant carnivore Rex looking thing that I noticed earlier and had to leave because of how aggressive and strong it was. And it's a level 180 for that as well. If I could tame that, I'd be strong as anything. But as you know, I'm nowhere near it, so I'm going to have to avoid it and somehow dip into my base without being caught. Luckily, it was still fighting and still aggro to those creatures, so I could run around it and stay safe. I just had to jump off the edge and not take as much full damage as I'd hope. But I used the tactic of jumping off of your creature and then jumping back on just before you hit the floor to take minimum full damage. Now that we're back and safe, I can start building and finishing off my base, so I can stay safe just in case someone comes along while I'm not online. Because you know, doing all of this then losing it is the worst feeling ever. Starting back from scratch, it's not what we like to see. So I'd make a bed so I can spawn back just in case I die, which would be perfect because running up here would be horrible. So let's finish off this base and leave for the night. Now that the base is done, I'll make some storage units to put all of my harvest and equipment that I found inside of it to keep safe, just in case I actually do die. Now that this is over, I hope I see you in the next video, which will be in 1 week's time or maybe earlier. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.